Konnichiwa, this is Alyssa with Rice in Japan, and today I'm going to be doing a Q&A about moving from America to Japan. I've compiled a list of questions here on my laptop. You can't see it, but it's right in front of me, so if I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at my laptop. I decided to pick these questions, not only questions that I thought were kind of interesting or important, but also questions that I think my answers to will change in the future, because I actually want to do an update video on this. So I'm doing a Q&A now, and then a year from now I want to do the same Q&A and see how my answers have changed. Okay, so let's get started. What is the best food you've tried in Japan? I feel like this might be cheating because I've technically tried this food in America. My friend made it for me and a couple other friends, but I absolutely love katsudon. So for people who don't know, katsudon is rice with some onion, some eggs, breaded and fried pork cutlet, and some green onion, and maybe a couple other things thrown in. It's so good. But I did try that in America, so I guess if that doesn't count, probably the best thing I've tried in Japan is dango. Dango is just these like mochi balls on a stick that are sweetened. They have amazing mouthfeel. I love the texture. For those of you that don't know like what mochi is, it's rice that's been ground very, very fine until it becomes this very sticky, stretchy consistency. So yeah, katsudon and dango. Describe the best day you've had. Probably my birthday this year. So you're probably confused if you've seen my entire video complaining about my birthday, but let me explain. So my birthday, I went out to eat with some friends, and then we went to a park and drank and just hung out. We had a good time. A couple of us even had an impromptu sleepover at my apartment because they missed their train. But even though my birthday was fun, and there were some memorable things about it, if you've seen my birthday video, I think what makes it the best day I've had in Japan, it's the first day that I experienced in Japan where I felt like I had like friends that I could go to. So one of the scariest and hardest parts of moving to Japan for me was leaving my friends behind, my college friends, because we had all lived together. We've been through so much together. So I felt really lonely when I moved to Japan. And I think my birthday was the first day I really felt like I wasn't lonely. I felt like I wasn't alone. I felt like I had made somewhat of a family here. So that was a really meaningful day for me. Describe the worst day you've had in Japan. I think the worst day for me, and again, this has to do with the loneliness, was the day that I moved in to my apartment. So the first 2 weeks that I was in Japan, I was living in a hotel, I was going through training, and I was living with other ALTs that were experiencing mostly the same thing as me. So we were mainly just having fun in Japan, having a good time. This was before the pandemic got super bad. So those first couple weeks living in Japan, I definitely focused more on the positive aspects of living in Japan. I was just experiencing Japan in such a positive way, and I had people to hang out with and so many things to do that kept my mind busy, and it was amazing. But then I moved in to my apartment on that first day, and that was the first day that it really hit me. And it really made me sad, and it made me feel lonely. And, I was sitting in this apartment with no furniture, no Wi-Fi, no nothing, no people. And I'd also never really lived alone before, other than like a short period of time I had lived alone. That was just when everything kind of hit me that I had moved to another country, and that was probably the worst day in Japan. Honestly, I could probably make a whole video about my first day moving into my apartment because so many things went wrong. We'll see. So, what's the most surprising thing you've seen in Japan? I don't know if this is the most surprising, but it certainly is memorable. Swastikas. The only reason I thought about this was because my friend sent me this picture. It's probably in here somewhere. And she was like, "What is this?" Because it's from a screenshot of the anime Yu Yu Hakusho. So she sent that, and I remembered how shocked I was whenever I saw swastikas in Japan. So to explain, in America, probably in Europe too, I'm not sure, when people see the swastika symbol or hear the name swastika, usually we think of it as a symbol of World War II, specifically a Nazi symbol of Nazi Germany. In Japan, and I think probably in a lot of other Asian countries, the swastika is more known for being a Buddhist symbol. Whenever I first got to Japan, I was looking at Google Maps for fun things near my area. And you know how specific locations will have symbols that represent what it is. Like food and dining, I think, has like a fork, stuff like that. I saw a swastika symbol. And I was like, what is this? Like, I was like, maybe it's a museum or something, but I was like, that's a weird symbol to use. So then I clicked on it, and I realized it was a Buddhist temple. So then I looked on Google Maps, I searched Buddhist temple, and sure enough, a ton of swastikas appeared on my Google image results. So, yeah, don't be surprised maybe if you come to Japan and you see a swastika. What do you miss the most about America? Mountain Dew. There must be Mountain Dew in Japan, okay? I'm convinced that there is, because there's Pepsi in Japan, and Mountain Dew is a Pepsi product. I'm sure in like a place like Tokyo or something, Mountain Dew is a thing. But in Nagoya, all I've seen is like Coke, Pepsi, and Fanta. Like, those are the only American sodas that I've found. Fanta's American, right? I'm pretty sure. Oh, and Dr. Pepper too. It's probably for the best that I don't find Mountain Dew. You know, it would be healthier if I didn't drink Mountain Dew. But man, I miss Mountain Dew. What is the best advice you can give someone moving to Japan or abroad in general? I spent a long time thinking about this, and ultimately, my advice is probably pretty generic. So there are two parts to this. One that I definitely already knew about, and one that I really wish somebody would have told me. So the first part I would say is research before you move. The more you get to know about the culture and area you're moving into, the better. I feel like this is pretty obvious. But yeah, research as much as possible, because once you get there, you're really going to be grateful for the stuff that you already know. And that just makes it more enjoyable, less stressful. I was very grateful for the fact that I had already taken an interest in Japan before I decided to move there, because that made the transition a lot smoother for me. So the second part is one that I had never really thought about, but seems pretty obvious in hindsight. Once you get where you're moving to, don't worry about what you should have done. There are just going to be things you didn't know. But I saw like these surprising things, or, you know, like I didn't know Japanese very well, and I kept thinking, I should have researched that. I should have learned that. Things would be so much easier if I did this, if I did that. And then the days that I was just going with the flow, learning things as I go, just taking it for what it is, things were a lot less stressful for me. So just enjoy it, take it for what it is, and don't worry too much about it. Those are all the questions I have. I am probably gonna make an update video in about a year with these questions. If I had to guess which questions are most likely to change, I would say probably the best and worst days I've had in Japan. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have some better days than I have so far, and I'm pretty sure I'm probably gonna have a pretty bad day, because even my worst day is not that bad so far. And then things that probably won't change, probably the Mountain Dew one, unless the Pepsi company really steps up their game. The best advice I could give, it's probably not going to change too much. I'll probably have more advice to give, but I'll probably still feel this way in the future. Okay, guys, that's everything. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more content. And that's everything. Matane. Konnichiwa. My name is Conan O'Brien. I am a Gryffindor. And you're watching Disney Channel. Good one. Konnichiwa. This is Danny Gonzalez. You are truly Greg.